On a rain-drenched night in Moscow, May 21, 2008, Manchester United stood on the edge of immortality. As Edwin van der Sar's glove deflected Nicolas Anelka's penalty, the Red Devils erupted, claiming their third European Cup in a heart-stopping shootout against Chelsea. This wasn't just a football match. It was a tapestry of human stories woven through sacrifice, doubt, and unbreakable bonds. 50 years after the Munich air disaster, United's 2007 A-08 Champions League campaign carried the weight of history, driven by Sir Alex Ferguson's vision and the brilliance of a young Cristiano Ronaldo. But the real magic happened off the pitch, in the quiet moments of vulnerability, the laughter that broke tension, and the whispered promises that fueled a team. From Ronaldo's battle with fame to Paul Scholes' quest for redemption, from locker room pranks to Ferguson's private tears, this video uncovers the untold stories of 2008. These are the tales of heart and hustle, of players who became brothers, and of a manager who carried a Club soul. Join us as we journey beyond the goals, into the lives and legacies that made United's triumph unforgettable. In the summer of 2007, Manchester United were in Europe just preparing for a season. They were answering a call from history. The 50th anniversary of the Munich air disaster, which claimed 8 Busby babes in 1958, cast a long shadow. Sir Alex Ferguson, a man who wore the club's past like a second skin, saw the Champions League as a chance to honor those lost. In a pre-season meeting at Old Trafford, he stood before a black and white photo of the babes, Duncan Edwards, Tommy Taylor, and others frozen in time. "This is for them," he told the squad, his voice thick with emotion. "We carry their dreams." Ryan Giggs, a grown-up hearing tales of Munich from his father, felt a chill. For younger players like Wayne Rooney, it was a moment that turned history into purpose. The squad was a vibrant mix of personalities, each carrying their own burdens. Cristiano Ronaldo, at 23, was already a global icon, but the spotlight was suffocating. Rumors of a move to Real Madrid swirled, and after a grueling training session, he sat with assistant coach Carlos Queiroz on a bench at Carrington. "I want to be the best, Carlos, but I'm scared of letting the lads down," Ronaldo confessed, his usual swagger gone. Queiroz, who'd mentored him since his Sporting CP days, shared a story of his own struggles in Portugal, reminding Ronaldo of his roots in Madeira's dusty pitches. "You're not alone here," Queiroz said, and Ronaldo nodded, resolve returning. Rooney, meanwhile, was the team's heartbeat, his Scouse humor a constant lift. He often diffused tension with pranks, like hiding Ronaldo's boots before a session, sparking a mock chase across the training ground. But privately, Rooney wrestled with self-doubt. He'd confided in his brother John about feeling overshadowed by Ronaldo's rise. "I just want to prove I belong," he admitted. John's blunt reply, "Then shut up and score," became Rooney's mantra. Ferguson's obsession with the campaign was all-consuming. His wife, Kathy, found him asleep at his desk at 4 a.m., a notepad filled with scribbled formations. "Is only Euro's personal, he told her, thinking of Munich. His drive infected the team, but it was the human connections, Giggs' quiet leadership, Rooney's banter, Ronaldo's vulnerability, that set the foundation for glory. Carrington, United's training ground, was a crucible where bonds were forged and characters revealed. The 2007 A-08 squad was a blend of youth and wisdom, each player carrying dreams and fears. Ronaldo and Rooney were the spark, their rivalry a mix of fire and friendship. During a shooting drill, they turned a routine session into a spectacle, betting a week Euro's wages on who could score more past the bemused Van der Sar. "You're paying for my holiday, Waza," Ronaldo teased, curling a shot into the top corner. Rooney, undeterred, rifled one in and mimicked Ronaldo's trademark pose, sending the squad into laughter. These moments were in Euro just fun, they built trust. Paul Scholes, the quiet genius, carried a deeper wound. Missing the 1999 final due to suspension haunted him. One evening, over coffee in the Carrington canteen, he opened up to Giggs. I can't let another one slip, Ryan, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Giggs, who'd played with Scholes since their teens, made it his mission to keep him sharp. They'd stay late, practicing free kicks under floodlights, Giggs feeding balls for Scholes to ping. Euro, Reece still the best, mate, Euro Giggs would say, knowing how much it meant. Patrice Evra, the squad's joker, was a master at lifting spirits. He'd mimic Ferguson's Scottish growl, shouting, "Lads, it's not good enough," during warm-ups, earning laughs even from the boss. But Evra hid a personal struggle, his brother Euro's illness back in France. He kept it secret, not wanting to burden the team, but Ferguson noticed his quieter moments. One morning, the manager pulled him aside. "You're not alone, Pat. We're family," he said. Evra, usually so brash, fought back tears. That gesture fueled his ferocious performances, his tackles a release for his pain. The younger players leaned on veterans for guidance. Nani, the Portuguese winger, struggled with confidence after a rocky debut season. Queiroz, sensing his doubt, took him for walks around Carrington, sharing stories of his own failures. "You're not Ronaldo, Nani. You're you, and that's enough," he said. Nani began to shine, his flair emerging in training. Anderson, the Brazilian midfielder, found a kindred spirit in Carlos Tevez, who'd also left home young. They'd stay up late in their Manchester flats, swapping stories of South America over mate tea, building a bond that translated to telepathic passes on the pitch. Even the staff played a role. Physio Rob Swire was the Team Euro's unsung hero, a confidant for players' Euro fears. When Darren Fletcher, the Scottish midfielder, worried about his place in the squad, Swire listened over ice baths, offering perspective. "You're here because you fight," he told Fletcher, who took it to heart, becoming a silent warrior in big games. These connections, forged in sweat and laughter, made United more than a Team Euro. They were a brotherhood. As the campaign intensified, so did the pressures. Ronaldo's brilliance was undeniable, but the Real Madrid saga weighed heavily. After a long day at Carrington, he sat with Swire in the physio room, the door closed. "The papers won't leave me alone," he said, frustrated. "They think I'm leaving, but this is my home," Swire, wise beyond his role, advised. "Let your feet do the talking." Ronaldo doubled down, spending extra hours on free kicks, his focus a quiet rebellion against the noise. Rooney's fiery temper was another challenge. Before the Lion tie, he clashed with Ferguson over a tactical disagreement, his voice echoing in the dressing room. "You're not the boss, Wayne," Ferguson barked. Rooney, red-faced, stormed out but returned later, sheepish. Over a cup of tea in Ferguson's office, he apologized. "I just want to make you proud," he mumbled. Ferguson, softening, clapped his shoulder. "You already do, lad." That moment rebuilt their bond, and Rooney's work rate soared. Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic, the defensive pillars, faced their own trials. Ferdinand was juggling family issues in London, driving back after matches to check on his mother, Janice. He'd arrive at Carrington bleary-eyed, but Vidic, ever stoic, covered for him without a word. "Rio's my brother," Vidic later said. "You don't ask, you help." Their partnership, built on unspoken loyalty, was United's backbone. The squad found relief in lighter moments. Before the Roma quarterfinal, Evra and Fletcher planned a team dinner in Italy. Evra, ever the showman, convinced Scholes to sing Wonderwall at karaoke. Scholes' off-key warble had Rooney doubled over, filming it on his phone. "You're never living this down, Scholesy," he laughed. The night bonded the team, a reminder that joy was as vital as discipline. Ferguson's personal stakes were immense. The Munich anniversary haunted him, and he confided in Mike Phelan about his fear of falling short. "If we don't win, it's like betraying them," he said, thinking of the Busby Babes. Phelan, a loyal lieutenant, kept it private but saw Ferguson's late-night strategy sessions grow more intense. Kathy Ferguson noticed too, finding him poring over tapes at dawn. "A Euro carried that team in his heart," a Euro she later said. The fans were part of the story too. In Manchester, supporters gathered at pubs, sharing tales of 1968 and 1999. One fan, a 65-year-old named Tom, had lost his uncle in Munich. He'd light a candle before every match, a ritual to honor the past. These quiet acts of devotion mirrored the Team Euro's drive, linking players and supporters in a shared dream. The final against Chelsea in Moscow was a cauldron of emotion, but the real drama unfolded off the pitch. In the Luzhniki dressing room, Ferguson gathered the squad hours before kickoff. He pointed to a photo of the Busby Babes pinned to the wall. "They're watching us tonight," he said, his voice breaking. A Euro play for them. A Euro. Giggs, who'd met survivors like Bobby Charlton as a boy, felt the weight of history. He squeezed Scholl's shoulder, a silent vow to win. Ronaldo was a bundle of nerves, his usual confidence shaken. In the tunnel, he knelt and prayed, a ritual from his childhood in Madeira. Tevez, spotting his tension, jogged over. "We're in this together, amigo," he said, his grin infectious. Ronaldo smiled, his shoulders relaxing. That moment of brotherhood fueled his early header, though his penalty miss later would test him again. The shootout was where the human stories shone. Ronaldo, after missing his penalty, collapsed to the grass, head in hands. Giggs, the team's elder statesman, knelt beside him. "You've done your part, Chris. We'll finish it," he said. Ronaldo, tears in his eyes, nodded. Meanwhile, Van der Sar faced his own demons. Critics had long questioned his penalty-saving record, and the pressure was crushing. In the huddle, Giggs noticed Anelka's hesitant stance and whispered to Van der Sar. "His eyes, Edwin. Watch his eyes." That insight proved golden when Van der Sar dove right, stopping Anelka Euro's shot. John Terry Euro's slip was a moment of agony for Chelsea but relief for United. In the stands, Ferguson Euro's son, Darren, saw his father brush away a tear, a rare crack in his armor. After the final save, the team erupted, players piling onto Van der Sar. Ferguson, calm amid the chaos, hugged each player. To Ronaldo, he said, "You're a champion now, son." Ronaldo, thinking of his family watching in Madeira, broke down, his sobs muffled by Ferguson Euro's embrace. The dressing room was a scene of raw joy. Rooney and Evra led a chant of "Viva John Terry!" a cheeky jab at their rival's miss, but it was all in jest. Scholes, finally a European champion, sat quietly with the trophy, whispering, "499. Giggs, watching, knew the weight of that moment. Evra the clown, doused Rooney with water, sparking a playful scuffle that left the room in laughter. Back in Manchester, fans flooded the streets. Tom, the fan Euro lost his uncle in Munich, stood outside Old Trafford, tears mixing with rain. He left a scarf at the Munich clock, whispering, "A Euro did it. A Euro. The victory wasn't a Euro T, just the players to Euro a Euro. It was the City Euro's, a tribute to a wound that never fully healed." The 2008 triumph was a mosaic of human triumphs. Ronaldo's season was a turning point. Despite Real Madrid's pull, he stayed another year, calling Ferguson to say, "You made me believe in myself, boss." Ferguson, ever gruff, replied, "You did the hard part." That bond shaped Ronaldo Euro's path to greatness. The younger players grew too. Nani, bolstered by Queiroz' faith, found his footing, while Anderson and Tevez's late-night talks built a friendship that outlasted their time at United. Evra, after his Brothera Euro's recovery, dedicated the medal to him, a private gesture few knew. Ferguson's legacy was profound. In a quiet moment with Kathy, he held the medal and said, "I hope they're proud," thinking of the Busby Babes. The win cemented him as United's greatest manager, but for him, it was a love letter to the club's soul. The fans carried the legacy too. Toma Euro's story spread, inspiring others to leave tributes at Old Trafford. The victory became a shared memory, a bridge between generations. For players, staff, and supporters, 2008 was proof that football is more than a game, it's a story of heart. Manchester United Euro's 2008 Champions League triumph was a saga of souls, not just skills. From Ferguson Euro's vow to honor Munich to Ronaldo Euro's battle with fame, from Scalise Euro quiet redemption to every Euro's hidden pain, this was a team that lived and loved together. The rain in Moscow washed away doubts, leaving only glory. These sideline stories, of laughter, tears, and unspoken promises, remind us why we love football. Share your memories of that night in the comments, and lead Euros keep the spirit of United alive. Glory, glory, Man United!